What's going on, guys? Coach Gaglione here. This is another edition of our Climb to 185 series, and this is the conclusion of the Climb to 185 in Vermont. I'm here at lovely Fairhaven Fitness. We're in the middle of like a whiteout. So if this is your first time stopping by, I've been involved with powerlifting and strength coaching for over 20 years. It's my 15-year anniversary in business this year as well. And one of my goals for this year is to kind of get RPS powerlifting, in particular RPS strict curl, in as many states as possible, in many regions as possible. I primarily oversee Long Island, New York. It's kind of like that's where Gaglione Strength HQ is. We're on version 3.0. You guys will see we're going to have our first meet inside Ironclad, which is our new partnership. We've got over triple the space now for local events, which is really exciting. Over 5,000 square feet. Kind of a CrossFit style, functional fitness style gym, and we have our kind of powerlifting section in there. We have our Milton, Delaware location. I kind of call it the Milton Muscle Club. And that's kind of home for myself, my wife, and family. And then we got Larry Wheel's West Coast crew in One Gen Gym in Claremont, California. So, and then outside of that, so our most robust and kind of longest standing meets are in Long Island, New York. And over the past 3 years, we've been kind of working on building up the Mid-Atlantic region, in particular in Milton, Delaware. Our nationals, RPS nationals for powerlifting and strict curl is going to be in Newcastle, Delaware this year. I'm very excited about that. And then we had our second event, our first strict curl event, one of the greatest strict curl meets in American history. We had a podium for the heavyweight men. Every single lifter for the heavyweight men curled over 200 pounds. Big Joe didn't have the best day, but John Archibald curled 212 and a half. We had Antonio Collins curled 215. A little bit of an off day for him. And then the reigning champ, Brendan Todd, who has, I believe, the all-time drug-tested world record at 102.5 kilos for 100% raw at the Gopher Bar. And he curled 220 and then kind of sent it on his third because he already secured the victory at that point. So he has more to come, and he wants, I know, revenge on getting to 100 kilo plus, 220 plus in nationals. I'm still kind of working on my own technique. This will be my second meet beltless. Not even a soft belt this time. I'm really trying to refine my technique. Hit an all-time PR double this cycle. So, there's been a lot of stuff going on. But I ended up kind of pulling it together last minute, but ultimately it matters what we do on the platform. I also am handling a few athletes today, so it's not just kind of me in the mix. We got Kenny, we got Charles, and Alex. So they'll be kind of competing and looking to qualify for nationals, and this is just kind of like a tune-up meet for Kenny. So I'm going to be opening with 170 pounds. This is my biggest opener ever, and I'm just going to kind of send it, go for some PRs. Anything over 170 technically would be a beltless competition PR, and anything over 172 pounds would be a all-time beltless PR as well. I did 172 pounds for an all-time PR double in training. So I'm starting kind of aggressive. But again, when you're doing a single lift meet, when you're doing strict curl, kind of the old adage of if you triple it, you can open with it. It's more of like if you could kind of double it, you can open with. So I'm kind of electing to go slightly less than my all-time PR double, which happens to be from about 2 weeks ago, this training cycle. And I torched 170 pounds in training, so not really a lot of weights, kind of north of 170 this cycle with straight weight, so that's a little bit of a gamble, but got to put my money where my mouth is. So looking for an all-time PR today in some capacity. This is also going to be my hopefully final meet as a super heavyweight. I'll kind of get into that in a little bit of a later video, but I weighed in at 311, tore my hamstring, so that's kind of a concern. Not so much for strict curl, but just for health. I haven't been able to get my steps in as much. And I was just kind of like in the low 300s. So I kind of just ate up to kind of get a registered, not really a total, I guess, a registered lift in the super heavies. And then I'm kind of been toying with the idea of kind of doing what I did with squats and then just kind of working my way back down to like the 220s and possibly 198s. So I could be, because again, to my knowledge, I don't think anyone has competed in the strict curl in 6 different weight categories, and then I can set some milestones in that, potentially set another, world's first, if you will. I'm the first and only known man to squat 800 pounds in 6 different weight classes, so I potentially could be one of the first athletes to curl 170 pounds or more. I'll kind of figure out what the exact milestone will be later. I have to see what I do today as I work my way back down. But that's kind of the goal. Later in the year, again, we're going to have the Columbus Curl Revival coming up at Winning Strength. So we're going to have strict curl meets in Ohio. I'm also helping out with a meet in Pennsylvania. It's kind of localish. Obviously, we have New York and Delaware, and then also, most notably, Louisville, Kentucky, and home Gym Con. And so outside of nationals, those are kind of like our premier events. So, again, guys, if you guys enjoy the content, please like, please subscribe. I'm going to kind of probably hold off on the voiceover until after the meet. I'll see if maybe I'll take some footage of the other athletes as well. They're going to be doing powerlifting and strict curl, so 4 lifts, but I'll probably get mostly footage of the strict curl on the day. But thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the conclusion of the climb to 185 in Vermont.
What's up? The next one close. See how
guys? Coach Gaglione here. We got the bros here. Also, we're recapping the Winter Classic. So this meet was not just about meat curling. I wanted to support some of the youth and the next generation. So if you guys want to talk about what your lifts were today and how you did. Looking here.
So I'm Alex, and I squatted 200 pounds, or 210 pounds, I believe.
210?
Benched 200 and deadlifted 300.
And how old are you?
I'm 14, 170.
Pulled over 300, and how was the strict curl? How'd that go for you?
Strict curl, I did 95 pounds.
And what did it mean to you to lift with your brother today? Like, how did you have fun? Like, what was
It was really awesome, and I just couldn't ask for a better brother.
Awesome. And then Charles?
Yes, my name is Charles, and I squatted 410 pounds today for a personal record. I deadlifted 515, and I benched 340 today. So, all things considered, things moved well. And
yes, how's it been like, just I guess, having a coach and then doing your first meet on the
well, it's definitely been beneficial having a coach because I was getting injured and stuck before, and things have definitely improved, gotten better, form's improved, feeling better all around. So, and if you want to coach, Gaglione Strength.
And what was it like lifting with your brother and competing with him today?
It was awesome. I was glad to see him improve and get stronger, and that's all I want to see. I love him.
And then we got Kenny, who's been with, it's been a couple of years, right?
A couple of years.
So this was your first official strict curl event, but you totaled over 1,600 pounds, which I know you're no stranger to. A little bit of a tune-up meet before nationals. So what was it like strict curling today and competing in that?
It was a little bit different, opposed to curling with a straight bar, but 165 went up. So I know we're going to improve from there and hopefully, go up 20, 30 pounds by nationals.
Yeah, and then I guess how would you describe as competing in strict curl versus competing in powerlifting? Like, what was it like? What would you say is some of the differences or things that you enjoyed about it?
Faster pace, when we first start lifting, we all like to curl, get show the guns and stuff like that. So staying in that strict form and you can't throw your back and do anything, it's a little bit different. So you really gotta be patient, but it was fun. So I definitely like it and enjoyed it. So
awesome. So I just wanted to kind of recap, and then we're going to get Pops coming out too, and then to talk about what was it like watching the boys do their first contest, and what were your thoughts on the day and the experience having the coach and taking them through the meet.
So Charles Garrity Sr. here, it was a very nice day over here, observing the boys' first competition. Coach Gaglione, the way that he handled everything, the warm-ups, to just getting right down to business at the competition, was very smooth, very nice, and very happy to have him helping my sons get into shape and putting some numbers up on the board there.
Yeah, and then what would you say as a parent is why, in terms of whether it's powerlifting, I know they did some wrestling and other sports, what do you think is the importance of having a physical outlet and having competition for your boys, and what has that been like for you?
Yeah, so just seeing them be able to have a positive outlet and support in that area has been incredible to watch, and really appreciate everyone behind the scenes and everything they do, and including Coach Gaglione here at really preparing and getting guys to where they want to be and to meet goals that they set in their lives. Very positive thing for kids to be doing. Could be doing anything else in life. Powerlifting is definitely a positive outlet that I like to see happen.
Awesome. So I just wanted to kind of get, the athlete's perspective, the parent's perspective, and I think that one of my kind of goals as a coach is kind of, we talk about Lead FTS has the motto of live, learn, and pass on. And one of the things I want to do as a coach, a meet director, and just someone kind of an ambassador and advocate for powerlifting is just to kind of teach people, kind of start them off on the right foot, and kind of make sure they're doing things that are also going to have good longevity. They're learning good habits now, because I know one of the things your boys are very excited and they're very passionate, and sometimes
so happy to do it.
So learning a better form, a form that's going to allow them to lift for not just in their youth but for many years to come. So I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add.
Yeah, that is a good point. It's very important that when kids are lifting, they're using correct forms and things like that. There's so many stories you'll hear where somebody got injured their senior year or just started college or maybe even made it to the pros, and they just got injured because they didn't have the correct guidance maybe that they needed to been able to prevent that injury. And and having a coach certainly will help to do that.
Well, I appreciate you being part of this, and your boys did fantastic.
I appreciate everything you've done. Thank
So just kind of recap the day for myself. So one of my goals today was not just to have a big curl for myself and compete, but also just kind of motivate the youth, educate them, start them off on the right foot, and also kind of help promote kind of our nationals. Going into nationals is going to be on June 6th and 7th, powerlifting on June 6th, and then strict curl on June 7th. And I think that one of our goals for RPS is making powerlifting and strength sports accessible to all populations. So whether you are a youth lifter or whether we had some lifters in their 40s, 50s, and 60s here today, we had a lifter was 10 years old. So this strength is for everyone, and powerlifting can be a great avenue and outlet no matter what your age. This is my 20th year competing. So in terms of my own results, I opened first time opening with a 170-pound curl. It moved great. I ended up doing 180 pounds on my second attempt, which is a 10-pound all-time PR without a belt. I'm kind of experimenting to see what's better, beltless or not. It was my cleanest 180 ever for sure. 185 was not quite there. I think that it got a little bit out in front of me. Also kind of dealing with a torn hamstring and just a lot of stress, life stress. But I have some goals. So this is be a quick recap. I'll do like a longer recap in another video. But I was very, very happy that the boys did well. I was very, very happy that Ken had a great tune-up meet. Over 1,600 pounds is a huge total, especially for just a tune-up meet. And he had a massive 165-pound curl. The boys and Charlie did amazing. Also, 140-pound curl for a teenager is nothing to sniff at. So all three are qualified for nationals for both powerlifting and the strict curl. I fell a tiny bit short of my goal of 185, but I was super happy with the result of 180, and sometimes it's good to frame things in a reasonable way. Got a torn hamstring, been dealing with a lot of life stress, and also I was focused on helping the boys and Kenny today. So I was very happy with my second attempt, and I'm just going to kind of focus and build on that. I haven't curled 180 pounds, I think, in over 2 years at this point, and I've never done it beltless, so it's still a PR in that sense. So I'm very happy. So I have some other kind of goals to work on, but I appreciate you guys being on this journey. Again, 20 years coaching and competing, and maybe 15 years in business. We are celebrating in April of this year. So I appreciate you guys coming along the journey. If you guys enjoyed the content, please subscribe, please comment below. And until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.